Welcome to the European Loans and Visit Systems demo, ELViS demo. You can see here the welcome page of ELViS, which is a service provided by the Distributed System of Scientific Collections, DiSSCo, and has been developed by the Muséum National d'Histoire Naturelle of Paris, France. The tool enables you to register a request concerning specimens collections via the web. You can either request for loans, visits, sampling, imaging, and only for the collection set Botanical Garden. You can also request for on-site observations. You can see here that I'm an applicant and an agent. So I will tour you around the whole tool. The first part will be the applicant space. So I will create a project. You can see here on the welcome page that I can have a look at the European specimen database, which is called Discover. You can see here Discover. You can also see that I have a dashboard with my current project, my late project, my closed ones, and also my drafts. I can also manage my account and change the language between English and French at the moment. So let's create a project, which is the main part of ELViS. I need first of all to specify my project type. This can either be a scientific project, an exhibition project, an educational project, an artistic or creation project, and a film-related project. I will select a scientific study or research project. Note that depending on what type of project I select, the following questions will adapt. This is the same for the applicant profiles. I will say I'm a scientific staff or a student affiliated with an institution. Then I need to specify which collection my project concerns. I will say it concerns herbarium botany and, for instance, paleontology. Then I need to describe my project. Then I need to specify the disciplines involved in my project. These are adapted with the collections that I've selected before. So let's say biogeography and earth science. And then I need to specify the methods of study for my specimens. So for instance, microscopy and anatomy. Then I need to describe my project. I can also drop off documents presenting my project. For instance, a PDF, just to gain time. Then I need to specify the specimen that concerns my project. And to do that, I have two possibilities at the moment. The first one is to, if the specimens are digitized, I can just type in their GOIs, which are the unique identifier of each specimen. And you can see that it's connected to Discover, because if I type in the GOI, I will have a result, which is a Plexal Lucipara, and this is the same specimen as this one. So this was the first way of selecting for specimens. This is in case they are digitized. If they are not digitized, or if I want to request multiple specimens at once, I can describe them. I first need to select the collection set and then give some taxonomic information. For instance, all of the specimens in the genera list, and I can also add some more descriptions from France, for example, sorry. And then I can add more specimens. In the future, there will be a way to ask for a list of specimens, including an Excel file, but not yet. Then I need to add as many requirements as I can. So there can be either loan, visit, sampling, or imaging. And you can see that because I did not select garden botany collection, I don't see the garden observation kind of need. Let's say I want to make a loan, which concerns only the herbarium botany collection set and only the first 3 specimens. You can see that the terms and conditions are adapted with the collection set and the kind of need. So this is a loan. So you can see that this concerns a loan. I need to say I have read them and accept them. Then I need to specify when I need the loan, and I can also submit my references to facilitate the review of my application. I can add another requirement. Let's say I want to make a sampling, which concerns also, which will concern, paleontology, and only this specimen. You can see that the terms and conditions change because it's not the same collection set and not the same, not the same type of request. I need to specify when do I need it as well. I need to describe it in more details because this is a sampling. I need to specify what kind of sampling I want to make. I need to specify how much matter I need. I would to specify if I want to do it myself, if I want to use the institution equipment, and if yes, which type of equipment. I need to add my references, and I can of course submit them as already mentioned. I can add as many requirements as I want. Then, very important step, postal address. If I want to have my loan, I need to specify my postal address. If this was not made in my profile, I need to specify it here, and this will automatically adjust my profile. Let's say I'm in Paris, Treasury Coulmiers, Paris, yes, and FedEx. Then my address will be edited. Normally this will, I hope so. Let's just try another time. France, Paris, yes, yes. Yes, this works this time, sorry. And then I have the summary of my project, of all of my requirements. I can go back any step I want. I can change or add anything I would like to. I can save my project as a draft, and of course I can submit it so that the agent will receive an email saying, hey, there is a new project in the application, and they can have a look at it. You can see that there is a new project concerning my collection set. You can see here that because this concerns the Herbarium Botany collection set, which I'm the collection manager, this is in green, and this one is not in green because I do not need to handle it. This is my colleague. This is for my colleagues from paleontology. I can contact the applicant. Hey, I can send him message. This is to guarantee the traceability of everything. I can also contact my colleagues, for instance, the dispatcher. I can also view documents. For instance, the document that was sent is here. And lastly, I can edit the project. I can change things directly here, change a few things directly here. And then I will need to handle the request. So in ELViS, there are 3 roles. The first one is called the dispatcher. This is the person that is in charge of dispatching the request to both the correct collection set and to the correct decision-making scientist, which will be the second role. And this role is in charge of looking at the project and saying yes or no on a scientific basis. We will handle this request, and the decision maker scientists will then send the request to the last role, which is the preparer, which is in charge of preparing the request, as its name tells, and in charge of, for instance, in case of a loan, sending the specimens. You can see here, if I go back to my applicant space, that I have a message from the institution. They say, hey, I will not answer that. Then if I go back as a collection manager, as a dispatcher, I will say, okay, I agree to take on the requirement. I will need to assign the specimens to the collection. For instance, let's say this one belongs to the Herbarium Botany collection set. Yes, I confirm that information. And then I need to assign the collections. For instance, I will say, okay, these are lichens. And then last but not least, you can see that I can also add requirements. Last but not least, I can transfer requirements to my colleague, which is the decision maker. So, or also called decider. He can have a look to the project, have a look to the documents, contact his colleagues, and then say, okay, I agree to this project in principle, or I send it back to my colleague because this is not concerning me, or I redirect it. But I will agree in principle here. Then I need just to transfer it to the last person, which is the preparer, which has been in charge of preparing the requirement. So he will do that. First of all, you need to specify a packing list. So here you can see that this specimen is not available because this is already on loan, so I cannot loan it, send it for loan. I can also add other specimens here. For instance, this one, which was added by me. I can also describe specimen here. Then I need to specify which specimens needs to return. Of course, here I will say that all specimen needs to return because this is a loan. I cannot change anything, but in case of a sampling, I could unselect specimen that are not needed for return. Then I will give my feasibility agreement, which is that I have understood and validated the details of the applicant's project, that the specimens on my packing list are available and will be sent, and last, but that the packing list and the feasibility agreement will be sent to the applicant immediately by email. Then the feasibility agreement was sent to the applicant. You can see that the applicant just received a message that his request was accepted. He also received the request because he received the message, and an email indicating that he created a project. Then I need to specify the return date. This would be really short. And then there are pre-filled documents, for instance, the loan sheet. I will download the template. Yes. Yes, I will download the template, which is automatically generated by the app and opens in Word, as you can see here. So you can see the address of the applicant, my address. You can see that I need to type in my name. There is automatically the file number. There is the loan form that I need to fill in more. The reason for the loan, the nature of the exchange. You can see the packing list, and also for the specimen that we describe, the total number of items, the number of package, the mode of shipment by by specialized carrier. Then the receipt slip to be signed by the requester, and voila. I can save it, and then I can just drag and drop here in the app directly. There are also proforma invoice, customs exception certificate, packing list, fruit package label, fragile package label, recipient label, and I can of course add as much document as I would like to. Then I need to confirm the preparation, and you can see that the applicant has, then I need to confirm, this is the correct project. Then I need to confirm that I've sent the specimens. So the applicant will receive the message to confirm the receipt of the specimens, which he already has. And then he need to go to his request. This will not work, of course, because this is a test environment. He will need to go to the request, and there is an action that is required. You need to say, okay, I've acknowledged that I've received the specimens, and I will be polite and say thanks. I confirm this, and then I will go back to the agent space, to the project that I need to follow up on, which I'm waiting for the return, and let's imagine a few months has passed. The specimens were, I can of course extend the loan. Let's say a few months has passed and the specimens came back. So I need to take on the request back and to analyze the return. Here I need to say, okay, the specimen return or in poor condition, etc. But in this case, I need to write comments on the returns. For instance, I can add the publication here, and I can say yes or no, I received the publication. If I say no, the requester will receive an email 3 months after the request has been closed, asking him to send the publications. And then there is a summary of the request. I can close it, I confirm it, and you can see that if the publications are sent one day, I can say, okay, I received the publications. And so the request is closed. I can, of course, have a look at all of the project that concerns my collection set. I can have a look at the advanced search module, which is really important. For instance, if I want to have a look at all of the loan requests, I can see that there are a few dozens in the application. I can export them, export all of the data, for instance, specimen, documentation of publication received, collections, etc. And this will generate automatically an Excel files containing everything. This will be really useful to do stats on the use of the specimens of each institution. Another really useful module is the institution management. Here I can see all of the institutions that are registered in the app and some that I may need to validate because I need to validate the institution to get created. And if I have a look at the institution distributed system of scientific collection, for instance, I can see that there is 9 projects. There are 9 project links to the institution, including the one that I just sent because I was attached to this institution. And of course, there is user management. So I can, for instance, say, okay, for the collection set biological anthropology, this person can be dispatcher, or I can just remove roles. I can manage my users, my admin users. And that's it for ELViS.